Okay, so let's get right into the combos. Now, I was just testing out, like, recording the video, and then I was able to find a combo halfway through, so I'm re-recording it, and this is what it looks like. It's 4-on-1s, Rohan, Sizzle, Metal Ball, Dash, 4-on-1s, Barrage. Sounds complicated, but really it's just not. Now, you saw he blocked for a second there. It's because I rolled over Rohan, so it didn't really look true. But you're supposed to, like, aim Rohan a little bit to the right so that you can just roll forward and get the M1s off with no troubles. But you saw, nonetheless, he still couldn't block in time. My opponent probably could have mashed that, but it is definitely 100% true. Just make sure you don't roll over Rohan because it's going to delay you a little bit. So I'm going to show off the other two combos you can do, which is basically just, oh, I don't have Metal Ball, okay, what combo do I do now? Or I don't have Sizzle, what combo do I do now? Which really don't rely on one another to do their combos. So yeah. Okay, so the combo is 4-on-1s, basically the same things. 4-on-1s, Rohan, Sizzle, and then you just go for Dash, M1s, Barrage. So. And then you see that's the damage, and it's going to be the same for Metal Ball, except, well, it's going to be instantaneous because there's no fire effect, but, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that with Metal Ball, it doesn't knock back, so you don't have to do the roll thing, but, yeah, so here's what the combo looks like. That's not what the combo looks like, it's just an M1 string. And there you go, you saw the combos, just 4-on-1s, Rohan, 4-on-1s, Metal Ball. So, yeah, that is it for base combos. I'm going to move on to Awakening. And I can't believe I forgot to mention one of his most important bread and butters in base. It is his 3 into Metal Ball. Since, as you see, 3 can stun for a second, it lets you get M1 strings off, right? So it works as a combo starter, but your main thing you're going to be pairing it up with is Metal Ball because they're forced to block it, and then you throw out Metal Ball, and then, well, they're going to get guard broken, so they have to unblock and get hit. Okay, so the problem with Koichi's Awakening is it just has really bad synergy. Like, his twin reversing combo from anything, newfound speed, whoosh, freeze, reliable guy, all not true from M1s, not true from Barrage. So that kind of sucks. Only thing like you can do is like 3 freeze, reliable, which I will show that combo. But everything else has either too much startup to be used in a combo or too much startup to be used in conjunction with another move or end leg. So the combo, freeze. And that's the combo. It's a lot of damage. It's definitely a lot of damage, but keep in mind you have to get freeze off, which has better range than previously, like his base used to have. But it's still 3 freeze. You can grab it, you can hit him hard, and it cancels. It's just, bruh. And I'm gonna show off me trying to combo 2 movers around once. Yep, you did. You could try it. 2-on-1s, 1-on-1. As long as you end up in front of them, they're able to PB it. And if they're able to do that, then that means that they're able to mash. And since 20 Reverb knocks back, it's just, bruh. Like, that's all I can say. It's just not that great. It's a good guard break, but just doesn't work in combos, at least in my experience. Okay, so my tips for Koichi. Now, I want to say just right off the bat, his base is just 10 times more versatile than his Awakening could ever be. You could really play defensive and just use your trap so that people have to watch out for it, since it is invisible to other players. At least I think it's supposed to. Weakening is just a good stun move, so if they try to push you with like a roll, you can catch them and then they're stunned and you get a free combo. Rohan does the same thing. Metal Ball is just a good zoning tool also, so you can play defensive, you can play very aggressive but basically everything I just listed, including the fact that he has sizzle, so 2 guard breaks, 2 stuns, um, and 2 bypasses. They it's just it's kid you can just really play uber aggressive. It's just a mix of the 2 play styles. Just a really fun character in my opinion, base wise, and you can really play however you want to play. My recommendations. Um, don't use boring really up close because of the fact that it can get canceled and it's just gonna basically be a free combo for your opponent. I would say it's fine to use it if you're anticipating a roll, but it does leave you a little bit open. Like I'll show you, like I couldn't move for like 3 seconds, so if someone walks around it, then they will punish you. Um, Weakening is good. It can stun, but it really only stuns if you're like kind of like basically enrolled like very close. Like if I use weakening now, you can do like a little bit of a roll into it. So it's best if you're trying to get a combo started with it to use that roll distance. But it's just a good tool to catch your opponent and force them to block. So you could do maybe something like this, force them to block weakening or take a metal ball. Um, well, force them to take weakening or get guard broken, which is a good mix up that you can do. They can also try rolling from it, but then they're just gonna take weakening. So yeah, and yeah, that basically covers his base. I really like it. Very very good. Now his awakening, on the other hand, I don't got as many strong words to say. It's just a matter of none of his moves have really good synergy. His guard break isn't true from at once. You can PP it. His 3 is not true from at once. It works like Impale but less damage, and I already hate Impale because it has too much startup. And Fruge has too much startup to be used in at once. It does decent damage, but the hitbox is so delayed that it's basically not going to happen unless your opponent like you can use it as a punish tool, I guess. Um, like if they use a barrage, but then you can use freeze also, which is a better punish tool that actually combo starts. So I don't think that's really the best option either. So yeah, and plus he loses 2 stuns, loses a projectile guard break, and yeah, it's just not that great of a trade for Awakening. Doesn't have that great synergy of moves. Only has really one combo that relies on a move that is likely only going to result from your opponent making a large mistake. And yeah, so tips for Awakening, I guess. Save freeze for when your opponent uses a move with a lot of end lag, because people are just going to be anticipating it a lot now since, well, it's only an Awakening and it's a big thing in Awakening, so people are just going to wait to hold their grabs or zipper dashes or whatever they got in their arsenal to not take the damage. Use Floosh as a second punish tool, right? And don't forget that your barrage doesn't knock back, so you can use M1s after, but that's it. None of your moves are true after M1, so that's also something you need to remember, which kind of sucks, but that's just the way it is. So I forgot to include this part in the beginning of, well, not the beginning, but in the video, but essentially, what is the counterplay to Koichi Awakening? So it's actually a little bit complicated, but it's just I'm going to break down all the way the counterplay is moves. So for boring, really just look out for it. After you see him place boring, just don't go in that area. Most Koichis use it as kind of like territory, just kind of like they try to play around it, really. And you can't they can use it as like an aggressive tool, but it's not that great of one because you can see the boring and then you have enough uh, time to move or do whatever you want to do. Um, but yeah, just really look out for it. Try to stay away from that area if possible, but make sure you're playing around where he's trying to play around because the Koichi isn't going to walk into his own boring. And if it does, well, then it's not going to really do anything. And there is a slick maneuver you can do with Koichi, where like you can roll over it and then try to get an M1 on you when you're like about to approach him from like the right side of the boring. Um, but I mean, you have the boring sound effect, so you should be ready for that. So just look out for it. Number 2, weakening and metal ball. Now I mentioned this bread and butter in the beginning of the video. Well, not beginning, but when I was talking about this bread and butter. In every instance, you want to take the weakening because if you try to block the weakening and avoid the metal ball, you risk getting hit by metal ball or even worse, getting guard broken, which is like a 56 something damage combo as you've already seen. Um, so probably don't want to take that risk. So it's better off just take the weakening and yeah, so you don't take the damage and you don't get guard broken. So it's a little risk. And most Koichis will only be able to get a combo off you from weakening if they're like, oops, I don't know why I keep doing that. If they're like this close, and then they can get a roll M1 on you, right? So that's the only time you're ever gonna get like comboed from weakening. So and most of the time people don't do weakening metal ball from really up close. So it's typically not gonna result in a combo, so you should be relatively fine. And also beware Rohan more than Sizzle, right? Because Sizzle has a hitbox. Let me go like I think it's right here, maybe. So that's the hitbox of Sizzle, right? If I go like in the middle of the square, it's not gonna connect. If I go and like if it doesn't go that far, to be honest. Like if I go back 3 squares, it's just not gonna connect like most guard breaks. So if I'm like right here and I use or like even right here, it doesn't connect. Or bear like right here, it still won't connect. Right here it might connect, but I don't think it will. Now Rohan on the other hand connects all the way from over here. So you can even you can start combos from it, and it's just it's just you want to look out for it. So block Rohan when the enemy's trying to push you because they're likely going for Rohan, not really going to use Sizzle. But if you're just holding block, they're going to try to roll towards you and get a Sizzle off. So just move to the right or move a little bit back or something like that, and it's not going to connect because the hitbox just isn't that good. So, his awakening, right? So, awakening, you really don't need to do much to stay at mid range, right? Because newfound speed needs to get like relatively close to do it. Whoosh isn't that large range either, and twin reverb, same thing. He has to actually get close, like real close. It doesn't even connect from there. I think it maybe like right here it connects. So hitbox for that isn't that great. I know Jotaro has a hitbox that connects with yeah. Jotaro has a better range than Twin Reverb, but it has about the same startup as well. So I guess just really look out for a reliable guy. But if you just stay mid range, just like a couple squares away from him, you really should be fine. The only thing you really have to look out for like that is 3 freeze, because the hitbox is like maybe this close. Yep, the hitbox is like roughly 4-5 squares. So just be ready to roll and hit him with a heavy attack to cancel it, or be ready to roll and grab him, or just roll out of the way. So that just comes with staying mid. So just stay mid range with Koichi, and his moves either won't connect or you'll have enough time and space to avoid the attack. So that is the counterplay for Koichi. Now we shall be getting. Why is it? That is the counterplay for Koichi. So now we're gonna be getting into his the matches that I play with Koichi. So yeah. Okay, so into the first match, I am facing Dio Brando. You see, I'm already hitting him with the 3 to stun, but he was able to roll backwards out of it. Nice play on his part. Tried to catch him with Metal Ball, but that did not succeed. You see, I'm just using Boing and walking around it. He gets, it connects on him. I don't remember Rohan actually, so I was able to get ones, but you can see already a problem with Koichi. I don't think I mentioned this, but his M1s are very small. And this might just be all standards, but I'll be hitting them. It will look like it should hit them, and the M1s will be going through their body, so it's just kind of annoying. And I know I've said a lot of garbage about Dio Brando calling him bad and all that stuff, but a lot of people think he's very overpowered now after his getting his new move, which is, I will agree, very strong. But I thought it would be a good match the show. A little bit ago, you saw I did 3 in the M1's barrage, which is a really good thing you should be doing. And I saw he was coming towards me, so I hit him with boring. So I have a pretty strong lead right now, but it's still anyone's game because Dio Brando can really take a match just like that with a freeze combo. As you know, he has many 100 to 0s that he can do. I'm just trying to bait out anything that he could do on me. I got a little bit scared, so I backed up. Stunned him because he's playing kind of aggressive, but not really playing smart. Oh, that's my phone. As I was saying, I'm just trying to catch him with the 3 because he's constantly pushing forward. So it's just like I can just start combos with it. I see zombies, I run. I never understood when people. I think he ran into the point. I never understood when people called zombies OP because they're just not. They're really just not that great. And I caught him with the 3 again, so I could stun. And I tried to hit him with a combo. I don't think the sizzle hit, but I know Rohan connected. My barrage missed sadly as well, so that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Missed metal ball, but he's taking already a significant amount of damage. You can see the point difference is still very large. Somehow he keeps missing that. I'm not sure why. He's struggling to get a hit on me because I'm not letting him. And you see, I'm just finishing off the combos with Sizzle because I'm forgetting to do Rohan Sizzle. But if I get like M1s off, I'll at least do M1s in the Sizzle. Because the barrage is just super annoying to connect. It's just very annoying. I got him with the stun, but he hit stun me, and then you see that's just my HP. And he even gets some heals off of it. So yeah, just big thing against Dio, don't let him touch you. I know that may be annoying to hear. You just don't let him be near. Don't let him get near. He doesn't realize that that's done, so at least he keeps letting me punish him with it. Missed my Rohan, so now he gets a full combo on me. And that could have been like maybe 70 damage if he had played that correctly. He did get 50 though. So, yeah. I'm debating Awakening because I have 50 HP. That's something I probably should be considering at this moment. And didn't really get to capitalize off the Weakening Connect. But, yeah, I just stunned him. I don't really know why. That's kind of just a race of Rohan. Just running away before the zombies despawn. Because they don't really last as long as they used to. Or at least it feels like it to me. I tried to hit him with, was it Weakening, I think? But he blocked it. Oh, wow, I was spazzing with my camera. I'm just being very cautious because I don't want to get hit with that or freeze. Because Fierce Lunge is definitely something to look out for. Getting hit with that is just a free combo. I don't know. Did I place boring? I did place boring. That's why I didn't mention this, but you shouldn't be doing boring into M1s. And I didn't know how fast the zombies were going to be, so I just awakened so I could outlast them. He tried to catch me after I awakened, but he doesn't know you have iframes afterwards. He's just being very cautious, not trying to get hit by freeze. Oh, I kind of messed up a little bit. Caught him with that, and he died, so he doesn't really get to capitalize off freezing me. He should have saved his grab, definitely, because then he could have caught me with freeze right there. It would have been perfect. Now, this isn't like the perfect Dio Brando, but at least you're seeing how you play against him. Just don't let him touch you. Don't let him near. Don't let him get the guard break. And he only has one guard break, and most of the time he's going to go for that guard break up close. He didn't expect me to run into zombies with the freeze, so that was a pretty good play. And that's not true, but I know this guy isn't that, doesn't have like the best knowledge on characters, so he probably didn't know that that was true. But wasn't true. I don't know with that. You'd be surprised how the detection works in that movie. It's just not that great. That was a pretty bad freeze, I would be the first to admit. Tried to catch him with that. Probably should have just used Jotaro, so now he gets a full combo out on me. And I'm almost dead already. So, yeah, you just don't throw out any bad moves and be very patient with Dio. That's really the best way to beat him. That is just when it's a Dio Brando gets impatient, they The M1 my back? Okay. Once you get impatient against the Dio Brando and they punish you for it, it's gonna hurt badly. And you see this match that I don't really do my bread and butter a lot because I didn't really try it out like that until later matches, which I did cut out one of the matches because it was like 7 minutes long. This video is already definitely going to be 30 minutes, so I don't want it to be too long, but I still do it a lot in the third match or the second match in this video. Kind of with this, the weakening, so he got stunned. M1's into Rohan, and I did catch him with the barrage there. He's not dead. He should be close to death. He only has one more stock left. He's running away from zombies before they despawn. Kind with that, stun him with the 3. Oh, I missed that. Now they kind of just threw out my other guard break. So right now I have nothing. I don't have my other bypass. All I have is Rohan. But I threw out all those moves, and I still have something else that he has to watch out for. So that just shows how powerful Koichi really is in the game. He's watching out for that Boing. He's just trying to... I don't want that. I don't want to get touched by Dio Brando because I already know it's a menace to society. And he healed after awakening. Oh, he got M1s on me, but he backed up because he got scared. Placed Boing when he knew he was going to come towards me. And because he got 50 HP, it's going to be lasting a little bit longer to start. Hit him with the projectile from afar. Tarkus and Bruford, I already know from testing, they last like 20 years. So it's best I just run. But they're not moving as fast as they move in testing. That might be a bug or something like that. But they move pretty slow. He blocked it. So he's learning, because he just would take so many weakenings and he would be playing aggressive, so he would get punished for it. Got the stun off and he walked right into the Boing. GG though, very well played. Alright, moving on to the second and final match of the video. We have Koichi against Koichi on Orga Street. Now this isn't a runner Koichi or a runner. He doesn't play around alleyways like someone who's very annoying. Oh, I did stun him. So we're just trading blows right now, nothing really in particular. I'm using Boing to close the gap, but that hitbox to 5 is definitely not that great, so you can't really, you can try doing that play, but it probably won't work. Oh, he caught me. Now if he was a little bit, if he didn't throw out what you call it, like weakening, not weakening, metal ball, after he did weakening, he might have gotten a punish off on me. Missed my barrage, which sucks. Threw out Boing because I thought he was going to be playing a little bit more aggressive. He hit me with Rohan, but he knocked me back. He kind of messed up right there. And I think, actually, I don't think I might have did that against Akira. I think with Koichi is when I realized I could do this. Missed the M1. You see, like, the M1s are just kind of hard to connect. Got Boing, using it as a gap closer. He's just moving backwards. Probably would be better to use it as a trap at this point. I see he's constantly blocking weakening, I'm like, okay, what do I do about this? And then I use metal ball. I'm like, what if I combine the two? Force him to take weakening or block metal ball. And I think that's what really it's something that really helped me out this match. He blocked it again, but he unblocked for a second. They catch him with the barrage nonetheless. He takes a little bit of baby damage. Hit him with metal ball so he couldn't punish me. Miss Rohan. Just trying to look out for his own Rohan. It's his Boing. Ooh, that was good. So I went on the Boing and I used weakening. I'm not using weakening metal ball. He caught me with the Rohan to stun me after he stunned me with weakening. And he also had hit me with Sizzle. So the game is still pretty close. He hit me with barrage and there's no escaping that damage, so that is basically a dead stop. The game is still very close right now though. That was annoying. And that was the moment actually when I realized, okay, I could pair weakening and metal ball together. Block is weakening. That was very unlucky, but I want to mention just landing on top of a weakening. My Rohan actually saved my life right there, just blocked the hit. walked into me so I could hit him with wow, hit him with that. And he's realizing that that stuns. He's not capitalizing on it right now, but he's definitely gonna realize it later. So I gotta make sure I start blocking those 4-on-1s into the scissor, which is decent damage. I need to start using weakening metal ball instead of just tossing it out, because my aim is not the greatest. I'll be the first to admit. Any character that has a lot of, well, more than just one ranged move, I just never connect it, just never hits. Bearing shot, anything like that, just no success. Yeah, that was very good punish on his part. He's playing very aggressive right now, just not backing off. I think it's on accident though, maybe, but using Boing to get the pressure off. I did stun him. I think it's maybe time I started saving weakening and metal ball, because I realized my M1s aren't connecting and he's just constantly backing up to avoid my Rohan, so maybe it is the best play to do the metal ball weakening. No, I just toss it out in the air. It still connects, but it's just we're not landing any hits. Just trying to go for M1s because it's just kind of hard to do that with Koichi, I'll be the first to admit. I don't know why I use a Rohan like that, and then I just kind of brain farted. So he still has a lead above me. Tried to combine metal ball, well, weakening and metal ball. It almost worked. I'm trying to just getting close to get a Rohan maybe. It's kind of hard to do that. I'm just kind of scared because I don't want the lead to get too big, because if he gets one M1 on me, that could lead to a decent bit of damage. There we go, I stunned him, but I'm not going to be able to capitalize. Block that. It's just a lot of rolling and avoiding attacks. It's not really really anything super aggressive going on right now. I'm probably gonna go for weakening metal ball. Yep, nice. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go for that. That's how I'm gonna be able to beat him. So I'm gonna go for that for like the rest of the match maybe. I might have stunned him with Rohan. I'm not sure what happened there. Tried to get out of there with Boing and it worked, but I still took damage on the way out. Stunned him, then I got M1s. Oh, that was great. So I hit him with M1s into Sizzle, and then I hit him with the stun while he rolled towards me, but he was able to stun me as well. Okay, I'm thinking maybe it's time to awaken around now because 50 HP, and I get healed 50 HP when I awaken. Stunned him, so I get a combo off. And then I killed him. Well, he just dashed to the barrage. So right now I have the stock lead actually. It's still not too far away of a distance. We both awakened simultaneously. I tried to catch him right there, but that didn't work, of course. I very much underestimated the range of that move. Knocked him back so he doesn't get the combo off me. I missed my move, and you see my HP is already low. His awakening does a lot of damage, and he's playing very aggressive right now. My goal right now is just to get as much damage as possible. Try to get some M1s off. I did stun him, so I'm gonna roll towards him and then get the barrage off, and then M1s. But I missed that. And then I was blocking freeze because I was just very scared. So I did get some damage off. The lead is still in my favor, but not by much. He doesn't have. I don't think he can do freeze anymore. But none of the rest of his moves aren't even threatening either, because they just aren't. So I'm just gonna be staying mid range, keeping him at bay. Oh, he can do it 3 times. Did not know that. Just keeping him at bay. Block. I did not block that, but I'm probably gonna block Foosh. Avoid Jotaro. Just not giving him any free damage. That was a weird hitbox for SFX. And I thought he was gonna roll towards me, so I had a Boing out. He wasted Rohan probably by accident. So this is just kind of like going back and forth, just trying to see who's going to make a mistake, essentially, or who's going to fail on like the M1 exchange. Then it went boring, did not come back, and he almost got me with the M1s, but that did not work. And then you see him going for weakening metal ball. So you get the basic idea for the match. I'm just trying to get him with the stuns to bait him, and when my weakening and metal ball are cooldown, then I use those as my bread and butters. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the match, and I will meet you back once it is over. Okay, and that is all for the matches. I hope you could take away something from my commentary over my gameplay, and you could take some things away from the guide that I have in the beginning. So, yeah, give me some suggestions for characters that you want to see gameplays for next. I'm open to ideas, and without any further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.